Hi friends, welcome to Moms and Money, where we talk about managing money, making money, and saving money for the women in the household. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to dispute items on your credit report. I'm going to show you what you can do all yourself. You could do it for free. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. And I'm going to show you the steps in this video today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we've been talking about credit for the past several weeks here on my channel. We've been talking about credit scores, how to raise your credit score, really preparing your credit if you're getting ready to purchase a home as a first home buyer or maybe a second home buyer, and maybe you just have had issues with your credit in the past. We've been talking about how to deal with accounts and collections and everything. So if you're interested in any of those topics, you can tap this eye right here. I have a playlist with all of those previous videos in there, because honestly, you probably need to watch those videos before we dive into this video. So many of you asked in the comments about disputing items on your credit report, and today I'm going to show you how. Now, I want to be honest with you guys and transparent. This process can be kind of tedious and long, but it's totally worth it, and you can totally do it yourself. You do not have to pay anyone to do it. But there's a reason why credit repair companies make a lot of money and they charge people for this, because like I said, it can be a little bit tedious to stay on top of. But if you're willing to put in the work, it's totally worth it, especially if you have stuff on your credit report that you would like to be disputed and just removed. Now, lately, a lot of credit card repair companies have been spamming my comments. So I just want you guys to know I'm not affiliated with any of those. I'm not sure how they're getting through to be able to spam my comments like that. So please ignore those if you see them, and I will try to continue to delete them as I see them, but there's just so many of them, it's like crazy. First up is, obviously you need your credit report. You need to get your credit pulled from all three credit bureaus. That's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Once you get your credit pulled from all three bureaus, you want to look at everything on your credit report. And I've done a separate video about how to accurately read your credit report, and you can tap this eye right here to watch it. So you want to look at everything. You want to look at all your names on your report. Now, sometimes the reports can spell your name wrong, and that's common if you have a unusual name or a different or unique spelling of your name. You want to look at all your previous addresses. You want to look at your previous employers. You want to look at every single account on there. You want to make sure that they're in good standing. The section of the credit report you want to focus on are the accounts that are not in good standing, delinquent accounts, or where you've had late payments or past due. You want to look and focus on those things, disputing those things on your credit report. Because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have access to your credit report once a year, but because of the current situation of COVID-19, the pandemic of COVID-19, you're actually allowed to pull your credit once a week for free through, I believe, April 2021. That's great, because typically you'd have to pay if you wanted to pull it more than once a year, and you can go to annualcreditreport.com to get your credit report pulled. So because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you get to pull your credit, but also because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if you dispute an item, the bureau that you dispute it with has to, by law, investigate your claim within 30 days. So that gives you assurance that they're definitely going to look into it, and they're definitely going to see if it is an item that needs to be removed. Now, once you figure out what you want to dispute, because maybe they say you had a late payment, but you didn't have a late payment. Maybe there's an account that's not even yours. You know, with identity theft, that's something it's crazy how much that affects people and how many people it affects. So it's important that if you are not in the market to use your credit at all, definitely put a deep freeze on your credit. Definitely put a deep freeze on your credit. It's imperative, actually, and necessary now. If you are not in the process, or you're not looking to use your credit in the next 12 months, definitely put a deep freeze on it. But like I said, once you figure out the accounts that you want to dispute, like I said, maybe it's a late charge, maybe it's an account that you never had, or maybe the balance is incorrect, whatever it is that you want to dispute, you definitely want to highlight those sections, and you want to make a copy of your credit report. Now, when I tell you the things that you need to send, you definitely want to send copies. Never, ever, ever send originals. Okay, you always want to send copies. Now, you must have documentation, you guys. They're not just going to remove it because you're asking them to remove it. You have to have proof and documentation. So you need to pull your online banking. You need to pull any records that you have, all your payment records, maybe your online account with that company or that lender or credit card company. Look in there to try to prove that you didn't have any late payments. And then also, because of life circumstances, they will remove certain things from your credit report. So if there was a natural disaster in your area, or if you had a loss of income because of COVID-19, they are very, very lenient right now with that. And they're willing to remove these items from your credit report because of it. So, but you have to prove that you went through all of this. You have to prove your loss of income. You have to prove that you had a natural disaster in your area, whether it be like a hurricane or a flood or anything like that. You have to prove those things. If you had damage to your home, you'd have to prove it with your insurance company and have all that paperwork. That's why I'm really, really big on keeping your documentation. I keep all of our documentation for at least 7 to 8 years because you never know when you're going to need it. But have your documentation, whatever your proof is, to prove that you had a hard time or either it's incorrect. Now, once you gather all of your documentation, you have it highlighted on your credit report, what you're trying to dispute, then you're going to get ready to draft your letter. Now, again, remember, you're only sending copies. Copy everything that you're sending, and then you're going to send them the copy and keep the originals for yourself. So you want to get the copies together, and then we're going to write the letter. I've got a sample letter from the federal website that tells you exactly the layout that you need to use when you're ready to dispute, because it needs to be clear, concise, and exactly what it is you're wanting to dispute. So in this letter, it's going to show you the format that you need, how you need to type it up, or you handwrite it. If you don't have anything to print at home your letter with, you can handwrite it clearly and neatly in the same format. And so again, there's a lot of people who say, oh, you need to use this type of letter or this type of template. I just go straight to the source of the federal government, and they're telling you what you need to do. And to me, you have the best chance if you just use this template. Again, I will link everything in the description box. Now, the letter needs to clearly state and identify every single thing you are disputing. So if you're disputing one late payment, you need to put that in there. And then the next section, maybe you're disputing the balance on the card, you need to put that in there, or the credit limit on the card or anything like that. Now, keep in mind, when you're looking at your credit report, your credit card balance may be different than what it is at the very same moment that you are looking at your account online, because it all depends on when the credit card or the lender sent the information to the bureaus. The bureaus are just going to report that information. They're not going to report what the latest information is on the day that you are writing your letter. It just depends on when your credit was pulled, when the lender or the credit card company sent the information to the bureaus, and what your balance is today. So just keep that in mind. So if there's a slight difference, that's okay, as long as it's in the range of what it normally is for you. But if there's something huge, like huge, or if you have a credit card that you never even opened on your credit report, then again, you have a problem and you need to, address it. Now, once you have your dispute letter all typed up or handwritten neatly, clearly stating everything that you are disputing, then you are going to contact the bureaus. You want to have a copy sent to every single bureau where the disputes are. So maybe it's on TransUnion, but it's not on Equifax. So if it's not on Equifax, don't send it to Equifax. You want to just send it to TransUnion or any other bureau that has it stated on there incorrectly. So just keep that in mind. If it's on all 3 bureaus, then you're going to have to send a letter, the same letter, copy it 3 times to all 3 bureaus, okay? But if it's only on 1 bureau, then you only have to send it to the 1 bureau, if that makes sense. So you want to call the bureau that you're going to be sending your information to, get a contact name if you can. Receive a contact name, or they usually have a dispute department or whatever. Get whatever address that they need. You want to verify the address. Some of the places allow you to do it online. I believe Equifax allows you to dispute things online. I don't recommend you dispute it online. I recommend you still send the letter, find out where you need to send it to, find out if you can who you need to send it to, because you always want a paper trail. Because when it's electronic, it's like, even though they may send you stuff through email, you still want that old school paper trail, knowing that they received it on this date and that they have to respond to you within 30 days. So once you have your letter set ready to go to the bureaus that you need it to go to, you are going to send a certified letter, a certified package. That means that the post office was going to send you a receipt saying, yes, this was sent to this person. It was given to this person on this date. Okay. You want to make sure when you're filling it out that you receive that receipt back in the mail that they received it, because that's going to be your proof that they received it. So make sure you hold on to that and make sure that you fill it out correctly with the post office. So if you have to go to the post office and ask someone how to fill it out or what the right forms are to fill it out, then definitely do that, or you can call or look online with your post office to do that. But you want to have it certified mail, knowing and that you're going to get a receipt back. Now, when they send it back to you, they may tell you, I'm sorry, but you don't have enough documentation. It's incorrect, or no, what we have stated is correct, or maybe they'll send it back and say, okay, we are going to agree to remove this from your credit report. Now, if they send it back to you and say, nope, sorry, you are incorrect, this is correct on your credit report, there are other ways and tactics that people use to get it removed. I know some credit card repair companies, they will send it again and have more documentation and send it again and keep sending it until they have it removed. Again, that gets really, really, really tedious and time consuming. So if you're like wanting to raise your credit score quickly, I definitely recommend you watching that other video that I made about quickly raising your credit score. But you definitely want to get anything that you feel is incorrect off your credit report. And if it's truly incorrect and you have the documentation, there's no reason why they should not remove it from your credit report. So leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever gone through this, if you've ever tried to dispute anything on your credit report, or if you're in the process of freezing your credit report. I will leave links in the description about how you can freeze your credit and the sample letter that you need to send, the format that you need to send. They will all be linked in the description box. But leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever had to go through that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you can tap my picture on the screen, and you can also check out my previous video right next to it, and all of my social media platforms all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.